Tiger Woods has been through a lot over the last couple of years, a terrible car crash, a lot of injuries, and of course, controversy. But while the rest of the world prepares to bid farewell to the legend as he slowly inches toward his retirement, LIV star Pat Perez's wife has got some other savage ideas. In today's video, we're going to talk about Ashley Perez's fiery remarks about Woods and more. So keep watching. First up, Ashley Perez slams Tiger Woods on Instagram. Ever since the emergence of the LIV Golf League, we've seen some pretty brutal spats between golfers on either side. And of course, sometimes they can get a bit personal as well. What we haven't seen, however, is a golfer's spouse stepping in to throw some shade at the rival. But hey, there's a first time for everything, right? Cause, yep, Pat Perez's wife Ashley, who's built a reputation for being one of the more outspoken wags in the golfing scene, thought it'd be a good idea to fire shots at Tiger Woods. Now you must be wondering, what could the 46-year-old have even done to warrant someone like Ashley to pounce on him? Like, sure, he's got his quirks and not everyone likes him, but it's not like he's walking with a target on his back. Well, turns out all he did was talk about his recent struggles with the leg injury and the car crash. No, seriously, that's it. He didn't even criticize anyone. The video clip of him talking about his imminent retirement and how he can't walk much anymore was posted by a golf Instagram page, Golf Balling. And while most of the comments under that post were about offering him support or suggesting ways to improve his current situation, Ashley's was the one that stood out. Literally why driving under the influence is illegal. I don't feel bad for him, she wrote in her scathing comment. If you thought this was bad, however, then buckle up your seatbelts for what she said next. Up next, Ashley has no sympathy for Tiger Woods. If you don't get why she made this comment, well, it's because when Woods had his horror car crash in 2021, he was allegedly drunk driving, so it could have partly been his fault too. That said, a lot of people give him the benefit of the doubt, cause one, he was sorta at rock bottom at that point in his life, and two, he didn't actually hurt anyone else. Yeah, about that second point, Ashley decided to dive into that one too, and wrote, "Thank God he didn't kill anyone, see ya," in her comment, signing off with a wave emoji. Okay, admittedly, she does have a point, sorta. At the same time though, the fact that she commented without being prompted is pretty funny. Now, Woods isn't usually the type of guy to have a go at other people, let alone other families, so it's a bit of a weird comment from Ashley, as she's just started another feud for no reason. That being said, this isn't the first time she's done something like this on social media. In fact, she's always standing side by side with her husband Pat, supporting him in everything he does.
As hard as we do, and each and every day, but as far as just the duration on my feet, let's just try and keep that to a minimum until we have to, and then when we have to, let's go.
For instance, back when he decided to join LIV Golf, many people pounced on him and criticized him for being a sellout, and even then, she was right there to defend him. In fact, things got so out of hand under her Instagram rant video that she had to block over 300 people, saying that she was not going to tolerate anything against her husband. Coming up, what was Woods even saying in the video? Tiger Woods has had a rough time ever since his horror crash in 2021, and while he's been able to compete in events here or there, he's usually sidelined for the majority of them. As a matter of fact, it's a miracle that he was able to play in 3 major championships this year. Of course, he was saying all these things at his Hero World Challenge.
You know, I like to practice and compete all day. That's one of my things. I like to grind it out. But the thing is, I wasn't able to do that on the golf course. So I applied my same intensity in my craft, my focus.
Oh, and yes, that Instagram clip was also taken from the same press conference. Essentially, the 46-year-old was discussing his future plans and how he's trying to take things easy going forward. For him, hitting golf balls isn't the issue. He said that if you asked him to hit any sort of shot, he could nail it easily. The real issue was all the walking that comes with it, and with the condition that his leg's in, and the latest heel injury, he just doesn't have it in him to walk back and forth between holes. Sure, there are golf carts to help with that stuff, but for Woods, even walking on the green to putt can be a challenge sometimes. In the same video, he said his goal is to play just the major championships and perhaps a couple more events, as that's all he could physically do. Besides, maybe playing less will allow him to capture lightning in a bottle and produce some special performances. Now, this was supposed to be an emotional video, you know, to make you feel sad about the legend's demise. Like even Golf Balling's caption alluded to his retirement. Ashley, however, had other ideas. Moving on, was Woods actually at fault for his accident? Alright, so the details of Tiger's accident have always been a bit vague, but still, the notion that he was actually drunk driving and is to be blamed for it is a bit harsh. Why? Let us explain. For starters, Woods was never even accused of substance abuse after the incident, and his being under the influence wasn't proven either. The only thing that even alludes to that fact is an empty pill bottle found inside his car. What's more, he was super disoriented after the accident, which explains his behavior after it.
You know, I like to practice and compete all day. That's one of my things. I like to grind it out. But the thing is, I wasn't able to do that on the golf course. So I applied my same intensity in my craft, my focus.
If you don't know, he refused to cooperate with the authorities and just seemed like he was out of it. Now sure, that could be alcohol or drugs, but you've got to remember, this is a man who's just stepped out of a life-threatening accident. Besides, this was a single-car incident, meaning there was no other driver or person involved. So even though there was a possibility of the 15-time major winner hurting someone else, the only person he ended up hurting was himself. Oh, and speaking of being hurt, his injuries were bad. Like so bad that it's a miracle he's even alive right now, let alone playing. The dude had to get multiple surgeries to fix his leg and foot. That being said, he was driving at 85 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone, so of course he isn't fully innocent either. Still, was Ashley's comment warranted, and why did she make it? Well, apparently there's more to this story than meets the eye.
Wow.
And he went down in pain.
Down. And boy, when it goes in a spasm that bad, there's no way to recuperate from that. None.
Not to mention, Woods has been a harsh LIV Golf critic. We've already mentioned earlier how Ashley Perez has a bit of a habit of coming to defend her husband and his career decisions on social media, so it's not a surprise that she'd had an issue with the 46-year-old too. After all, he has been accusing LIV members of ruining the game by accepting big money contracts. In fact, earlier this year, he even said that the Saudi League was guaranteed cash, which is the only reason why people go there. And back then, Pat Perez also took issue with Woods' comments, saying it was the stupidest thing he'd ever heard of in his life. Then again, if you go deeper and look at the landscape before LIV Golf, the Perez family was, believe it or not, close to Woods. No, seriously, Pat has always been a big fan of the legendary golfer. Oh, and that's why he was never on good terms with Phil Mickelson either. Well, these days, the Perezes hate Mickelson for something else, but that's a topic for another day. The point is that Woods' constant criticism of LIV Golf and everyone who opts for the circuit seems to have struck a nerve with both Pat and Ashley Perez, and perhaps that's why she decided to have a go at him. After all, this golf war is getting sort of personal these days, so this development doesn't surprise us either.
Well, yes, it was very emotional for me. I've been coming here since 1995, and I don't know when I think the next one comes around in 2030, and
finally, Ashley Perez has fired shots at other golfers before too. Now, rather than trying to find some intricate reason as to why Ashley Perez has started a new beef with Tiger Woods, let's just use Occam's razor, because there's a very simple explanation for this. Turns out, she's just got a knack for taking shots at people and undermining them. Earlier this year, for example, Patrick Cantlay's fiancée Nikki Guidish posted a photo of their holiday on Instagram, and guess what? Ashley decided to roast them as well. "I'm sorry, that doesn't look like fun at all," she said in her comment. Again, just straight up unwarranted stuff. Also, despite the fact that she did later delete that comment, probably after Pat's PR team asked her to do so, everyone still got the receipts. So yeah, she's really got no chill, and anyone who even remotely annoys her is sure to get a piece of her mind. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Ashley Perez's comment was too egregious, or was she actually speaking the truth? Please, let us all know by making a comment in the comments below. Make sure if you like this video to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. And we will see you in the next one.